Smoppy for life. Yeah. Smoppy for life. Stand up when the chief is here. Hands up. Yeah, the chief is here. Stand up when the chief is here. Hands up. Yeah, the chief is here. Yeah. Smoppy for life.
Good evening, everyone, for a very, very special Smutby S Group evening. He's famous, he's good looking, he's fit, he's healthy, he's an unbelievable golfer, and that I know, and also a polo player. Beautiful wife, amazing man, great friend, and has South African heritage. So welcome to Mike Rutherford and Dino Peros, the famous Dino Peros is here. Mike, welcome, and thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about your South African heritage.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't come here until work in '93. Everyone was very worried and depressed and concerned. I then came back in '95 after the big change and met my cousins because my grandmother grew up here and her family house is called the Alpha Hotel in Constantia, where she grew up. And so they go back early, I guess, early Dutch Kluti settlers. And so I came here in '93 and started coming down on safaris and trips and staying here. I love the country.
And Mike, you're a Kluti. You must be a Kluti, is that right?
A bit of Kluti, yeah. And a Douglas Hamilton, yeah.
And is your name when you're in South Africa Frikkie or Erkies?
What does that explain?
The famous Dino Peros is dying to meet you. Dino, say hi to Mike. Dino froze.
Dino froze, but he had a very good muff. I had the muff for Mike.
He'll come back in again. It's actually quite a good picture. Sure. Mike, quickly, you went to Charterhouse, which is a very good school, a little bit like Hilton or Michael House or Bishop's. Probably not quite as good, but tell us about school. Did you play polo there, water polo? I know there's no rugby at Charterhouse.
No, you must understand. I was born in '50, so I went to boarding school, Charterhouse, at a very sort of strange time. Sort of big social change, boys running away. I did O-levels. I was thrown out after O-levels, but I formed a band while I was there with Peter Gabriel and Tony Banks called Genesis, and we sort of survived school and left school, got in the back of the transit van, and I haven't stopped since then, really. And
were you always going to start a band, or were you thinking of mechanical engineering or something else?
Well, you've got to imagine, that the mood in England in those days, there's a huge social change with the Beatles and the Stones and the youth culture coming out. And I really felt there was a sort of movement going on. And aged 18, I want to be part of it. But when you're that age, your career is 2 years ahead. You can't imagine, here I am, 50 years old, still doing it. Who'd have thought?
Dino?
Mike, up until a week ago, Rob was actually sporting a beard like you and I. So he was looking like a proper rock star, but I'm sorry you missed that. He's just shaved it off. I just want to start by saying that I'm a massive fan of yours. So it's an absolute privilege to be able to share the stage with you. Question I have is, do you still keep in touch with the guys much, with Phil and Peter and them? Because we don't get a lot of tabloid stuff here in South Africa. So it'd be interesting to see what the guys are up to.
I do. In fact, I was here in January, Christmas. I flew from here to New York to rehearse with Phil and Tony Banks, Genesis, to see if we could still play any good. And we did. Decided to go on tour. We had two choices. Genesis, we were either going to tour in the summer in America or in England in November. So we chose England, coincidentally. Who knows, but a better choice.
And are you touring again? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, at the moment, Genesis, funny enough, we put a tour on sale about March the 6th before I came down here in the UK, which luckily sold out before the big sort of changes. So mid-November is the plan, but have to wait and see. Who knows, really?
Do you think you'll make it to South Africa?
I'd love to. My wife Angie is very keen that we come and play the stadiums behind me here. So we'll try and do it.
So I know you've got something special for everybody that's waiting outside. When you need to step up, please do. Mike, is there anything you want to say to all your fans? Because there are a lot of people here that are so grateful of what you've been doing and the message you've been giving. Tell us the message and why you're doing it.
Well, really, I think, it's such a strange time going on, and this UK thing, at 8 p.m. they start clapping for the NHS and the frontline workers. Like I said before, I think just clapping, just I'm looking over the hill here down to Bantry Bay, and they're clapping and they're shining lights, and I thought, well, rather than just clap, why don't I plug the guitar in and make a racket? So I do it most nights of the week, not every night, and it's a nice reaction sort of thing. It feels something I can do rather than just. So we wait till the clapping comes, which is going to be it's 5 minutes away, 8 o'clock, and I play a few bits of music.
Are you going to tell us what you're going to play, or are you going to keep it as a surprise? Because I think Dino and I know.
I actually don't know till I get out there, really.
Okay.
I've learned your anthem, which is quite handy, and a lot easier to play than the English national anthem, I tell you.
Yes, it is.
So I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's just a fun sort of moment, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, there's a lot of smutbies that are keen to listen to you tonight. So we might get treated to a bit of AC/DC, maybe.
I think
if they're lucky.
If I can remember. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's some of these old riffs are great. You know what I mean? You haven't heard them for a while, and you sort of think, I haven't heard that riff for about 15 years, and you play it, and it's fantastic. I think,
So, Mike,
tell me, and have your neighbours actually realised who's actually been playing to them every night? The legendary.
Yeah.
Mike
I must admit, no. I mean, we joined the Element House Hotel, which is next door to us, and Paul Harris's son is there. It's closed down, obviously now, and they sort of shout and heckle. And people down the hill, they seem to be sort of shining lights at the end of it sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure they know what's going on, but they seem to. It's a nice reaction.
So, Mike, have you got any hole-in-ones in your life?
I have. Thanks for asking. Sunningdale on the old course. I think on the 8th.
And on the par 4.
Oh, the par 3, yeah.
The par 3 up the hill, the little.
Yeah. I did it, and then I thought, "Where's the ball gone?" I arrived there, and everyone was laughing their heads off. And but yes, I mean, gosh, a bit like you're missing my golf at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a small thing, really.
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me how many I've got.
How many have you got?
So I prepared that. I've actually got 3. Oh, I've got. Thanks for asking, Mike. I've got 3.
And where did you where did you get them?
I got my first one at Queenwood on the 14th. The second one at Johan Rupert's 60th birthday on the 12th at Leopard Creek, and the other one was in the Dunhill at Carnoustie on the 8th. I was basically ready to give up golf. I know. I'm spoiled. Now everyone hates me. So maybe you better go up and play something. Do you know one last question?
On the Dunhill is rather good, yeah.
Yeah. Yarmo Salmon and I, we were wearing gorilla shirts that day. So I think Johan was pretty pissed off with us.
I was going to say, it's like, I think it's like,
for me. What time's it?
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes to 8. So do you need to get ready, Mike?
So tell you what I might do. If you're okay, I'm going to just go over, find my guitar. Angie will bring the iPad, zoom around a bit, and we'll line us up for one night in Bantry Bay.
Lovely.
Amazing. Cheers, Mike.
Isn't this a treat, guys? Isn't this a treat? So to all the smutbies out there, we've got some great friends in the network, and they're like Mike Rutherford. They are good people, passing the goodness forward and doing wonderful things for other people. So on that note, I'm going to burst out crying, and Dino, you can take over.
Yeah, but we'll catch you guys after. Rob, we're going to carry on chatting to Mike straight after.
Yeah. So we're going to turn off our video and our sound for everyone to enjoy this, and we'll have a little 5-minute chat afterwards to say goodnight. Mike, that was amazing.
Growing
Thank you.
audience down in Bantry Bay.
Mike, that was fantastic. That was brilliant. Thank you. So
different.
cool.
There you go. Yeah.
That's lovely. When are you heading back?
Well, I'm not sure. When first of all, the airport's closed, so maybe towards I might get a plane back towards the end of the month.
Okay. Okay. Is this the longest you've spent in South Africa?
Do you know what has been great for Angie, my wife, and I? We've actually spent probably will spend 2 months in the house just being down here. We love it down here, but it's made us appreciate just being in this country for that long. I mean, I could spend longer. It's wonderful. We'll definitely come more the rest of the year next year.
You know, I've met Angie. I've been privileged to meet Angie, and she's something else. I mean, the two of you are something else. I've never asked you the question. When did you meet? Just give us the love story. Come on.
She was going out with my best friend at school, and he was in London. He said to me, "I'm not around much. Look after her." And so I did. She was modelling, and I was touring away around the world. So we were friends for quite a long time. She was modelling, and I was on the road. But she came on tour in '76, the first tour that Phil ever sang, and that was it. We got married.
Lovely.
Many years ago.
And children, you've got 2, yeah?
3 children, 4 granddaughters. About 2 of them came here last year. In a way, you know, in my business, it's quite rare to be married for 43 years. But I've always said, you know, Angie's glass has always been very full. You know, life is good, and she knows what I do, and she's come on the road a bit, but had children and had a horse career in dressage, you know, and so we've made it work, but she's always been very understanding about it.
Dino, I know you've got
with me, yes, with me, obviously.
Yes. This is yeah, no. Dino hasn't got his. Dino.
Can you hear me now? Mike, can you hear me now?
That's the button. Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
Yep. Please fire away. I can hear you now.
So, Mike, I want to go back to the old days, Genesis old days. We've got a lot of questions coming through, but the one question everyone wants to know is it true that when Peter Gabriel left, Phil Collins didn't actually want to be the lead singer? He actually became the accidental frontman.
Yeah, kind of true, because Phil was a drummer and a real musician. And in those days, he thought singers were like, you know, just prancing around looking good. And to him, and in fact, we never occurred to us that he might actually leave the drums and start singing. And so we auditioned other singers and couldn't find anybody, and he sort of sounded better. So it happened very, very slowly. And who'd have thought it would work like it did?
Yeah, and the rest is history. Yeah, absolutely. There was the one thing I wanted to ask you was, as you know, Rob is really seen without his Indian headdress, and I believe there you go. He's going to put it on now. I believe that Peter Gabriel was also one for mad dress-up costumes. His best known stage costume was that red dress with the fox's head, and he also had that. And then there was also the.
You must understand. I mean, when you see it now, it looks so bizarre, but actually at the time, in those days, the audio, the PA was so bad you couldn't hear any of the words the singer sang. You know, the audio was so terrible, the words were never audible. So he started acting out characters in a sort of theatrical way.
But there was that bizarre costume as well, the Slipper Man, where I don't even know what it was. It was like this. Almost like the
funny
elephant
man,
man,
sort of boils and spots and horrible stuff. I mean, yeah. I'm talking to people. I've been down here actually. It was a different time, you know. I mean, I think if Peter had stayed in the band, he would be wearing those outfits now. But it was quite a sort of adventurous time.
Yeah, but it made you what you are. So it was good in the times. Absolutely.
Now, Mike, is there any question? This is Dino's first time on air. His first time fame, fortune's coming. Do you want to ask him a question? Put him on the spot.
Oh.
Yeah, Dino, first, just before I ask the question, just fill me in. You live here. What do you do? Give me a little bit of background just so I can ask you the question.
He froze.
He's frozen. Nothing.
Dino, where did you go?
You tell me, Rob. What does Dino do, Rob?
So,
fill me in.
You know, Dino used to work at the Turkish baths. And no, I'm just kidding. Dino went to Hilton, which is actually a very good school next to Michael House, where I went to, and he still plays rugby. I think he's probably 60, 70 years old, but he still plays rugby for Harlequins down the road as prop, obviously, you know, from the size of him. And he's got a design studio. He actually does all the logos. He did the Smutby logo. He's done the Banhook chili oil logo. He's a fantastic designer.
Mike, I'm back. So sorry, I heard all that. I heard what Rob was saying. A lot of it is untrue.
So you're a bit quiet, Dino, but my question is for you is if you were in a band and you've been a musician or are a musician in a band, what kind of music would you like to be playing? What kind of band would you like to have been in?
Well, hands down, I would have loved to have been the drummer, first of all. I think drummers are the coolest. Absolutely.
Oh, no,
Sean?
drummers. There's so many drummers. I've got two
But
sons.
apparently, I mean, isn't it a fact that drummers get all the girls?
That's what they tell you, and you believe it.
Do you know, Mike, I would be in Zydeco. I'd be buckwheat Zydeco with my, from Louisiana.
I can see. And while you're both on air, Rob, the headdress, what's the story? I mean, it kind of suits you, which is the worrying thing, but what's the story?
Well, Katie and I do like lots of dress-up nights, just in case we become famous. And the one time she handcuffed me, and I couldn't get the Chiefs thing off, and the photographs are history. So there we go.
Oh, okay. I thought it'd be a fairly straightforward story.
Just
I
kidding.
can tell.
Yeah. Mike, we're going to give one more question, Dino, and then we're going to give you a big hug, you and Angie, because you've been a rock star. I mean, you really have been a rock star.
Very kind of you. I love this country very much. We love being here. You see the view we have. I mean, how lucky are we to be here? Somewhat fortunate. So yeah.
You swim in the sea. Have you ever been in the sea?
Oh, it's too cold. It's just too cold.
Because Dino and I swim in the sea, and he swims pretty much every other day.
Whereabouts?
Anywhere we can.
Anywhere we can. Anywhere we can.
No, I haven't
But
managed that one yet.
Mike, I was asked by my neighbor, who is Dr. Mike Levy from, I don't know if you know Dr. Mike Levy from Sea Point. Sorry, I live around the corner. You asked me that question earlier. I live just around the corner from you. But Dr. Mike Levy is my neighbor, and he is the guitarist for the Rudimentals. And he, when I said that I was going to chat to you tonight, he went absolutely mental, as you would imagine. So he's extended the invitation to do a little jam session with him and take you to his studio in Woodstock, show you all his guitars. So if you're keen, the invitation is there.
I mean, just get the lockdown stopped, and I'll bring my 200-pound guitar, which actually sounds rather good. I'd love to catch up. Give him my regards. Yeah, definitely. We'll do it.
Awesome. That'd be amazing. Thank you.
So, Mike, thank you very much. Thank you so much for everything you've done, for the kindness tonight, and from all of the South Africans who've been listening to you during clap time. You're a fantastic friend, and thank you. Thumbs up.
Well, Rob, I just have to say, I mean, having seen you the other day with the president of Rwanda, I thought, this is your future. I expect a TV show, a chat show. I mean, this is the job for you.
Can I bring my friend?
Yep. There we go.
Cheers, Mike. Have a great evening.
All right.
Have a great sleep,
Right.
and thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Mike. Cheers.
Ciao.
Bye.